So I decided to blow up my entire life, sell everything I own, and move to Cabo.
Hey Jen, Max, welcome to Cabo San Lucas, where you just met James, and we are going to be talking today about his life, what it looks like once your life is blown up and put back together in Cabo, including blowing up a house pretty much and starting over from scratch. He's got an interesting story to tell. So let's dig into the story where I like to start the story, which is before he decided to make the big move down to Cabo.
I'm originally from New York, and I spent most of my life in Phoenix, Arizona, the Valley of the Sun. I absolutely loved it. It had everything that I ever dreamed of, except for the ocean. And I was always drawn to Mexico. And I would come to Rocky Point, Puerto Penasco as a child. I'd visited several cities, Cancun, Cabo, multiple times throughout my life. But Cabo always felt like a secondary home. And I was going through a lot of transition in my life. Both my parents passed in 2019. And my mother passed in 2019, my father passed in 2022. And so I had always planned to move to another country. And Cabo just seemed to make the most sense. And it wasn't my first choice, but it was the best choice. And shortly before that, I owned a construction company. And I had 52 employees, all from Sinaloa, Mexico. So I always felt drawn to the Mexican culture. Every one of my guys on my crew were very humble, kind, hardworking, and honest. So I knew I couldn't miss with Mexico. And I saw this crazy video of Todos Santos. And at the time, I felt like I wanted to make a drastic change in my life for the better. So I sold everything, my dream home, all my contents, and got into the truck with my dog Marley, and we headed down to the bottom of Baja. It was something I could never even imagine doing because I'm so structured and meticulous in life. To do something so liberating and free to do something like that is completely beyond my normal mindset. But it was probably the best decision of my life.
So those of you who watch this channel know that we're building in Todos Santos. So I would love to know, why not Todos Santos?
After looking at all my choices, I felt Cabo was the best choice. But before I got there, I wanted to check out Todos Santos. I saw this insane video about Todos Santos. I thought it was a cute little town. It had the most spectacular beaches in Mexico. So I decided, let's go check this place out. Let's give it 10 days. I went down there. I got hooked up with the wrong realtor who showed me some parcels on the dunes. And I was told by her that I could build a property. And I thought this was like a gold mine. I could build my dream home right here in the first row on the Pacific Ocean. I thought I had everything. So I ended up doing my due diligence. And if you're planning on building in Mexico, you should do that, definitely. But I checked with a couple local architects, and they told me I definitely couldn't build on the dunes. And so I decided, that left me kind of a sour taste in my mouth about Todos Santos, particularly that realtor anyways. But shortly after leaving Todos Santos, I was heading south towards Cabo San Lucas, and just on the outskirts of town, I found this amazing subdivision called Rolling Hills Estates. It's about 15 miles north of Cabo San Lucas on the Pacific side. They had everything I ever wanted. They had oversized lots. They had electricity ran to the lot. And they had paved roads. And I picked out the most ideal lot in the entire subdivision at the top of a cul-de-sac overlooking the Pacific Ocean. I thought it was a dream come true. I purchased the lot immediately, and I know I needed to find my long-term plan because I couldn't build on there for 2 years. So I had to figure out what I was going to do. Was I going to buy another home in the process before I could build my dream home? So I decided to do the craziest thing of all and go back to my roots into remodeling. And I asked my realtor at the time, I said, you know what? We should go find the ugliest house in one of the most beautiful neighborhoods, and I'll transform it into the most dynamic home in Cabo. And that's exactly what I did.
So this is definitely a beautiful house that we're sitting in, and we're going to do a tour of the house. And actually, let's go ahead and do that tour right now. Normally, I make you guys wait for the tour, but in this video, we're going to switch things up and start the tour of what the ugly house looked like. So we're going to hear a little bit about the construction first, and then we're going to give you the tour of what it looks like today.
When I first purchased this property, I didn't fall in love with it at all. It was actually pretty ugly, to be honest. And there was nothing on the market. There was actually only 200 homes on the market, but right now there's 2,000 homes. So at the time, there was nothing available. So I had to settle, and I think it was a great choice. I looked at the comps. That's what made me fall in love with the property because the numbers made so much sense, and there was a no-brainer to me because I went back to my roots of remodeling. And I didn't want to get back into the construction industry. After being in it for 10 plus years, I wanted to try something new, but I think the universe was pushing me in this direction. So I decided to purchase the ugliest property in the most beautiful neighborhood. And I completely transformed it. This thing was originally 2,400 square feet when I bought it, and the design was new construction, even though the design was in the 1970s version of a home. It looked like two barns pushed together when I originally bought it. There was several things wrong with it. The driveway had an insane curve to it, and in order to fix that, I ended up raising the floor of the garage 8 inches in order to correct it and make it better and make it smoother. The home needed a half a bath. It didn't have a half a bath. It needed a more dynamic master bedroom, and I put the master bedroom. It was on this side of the property. I moved it to the other side of the property, so it'd have a secluded private backyard. And I also built a 50-foot lap pool. And the home is 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath. It has a 50-foot lap pool, 12-person jacuzzi, 2 chef's kitchens. I mean, it's an entertainer's dream. It's 5,100 square feet. The master bedroom in itself is 1,100 square feet. And it's a beautiful house, and I absolutely love it. And it was a dream come true project. I had remodeled over 800 homes in my life, and this was probably the most transformative one I've ever done. It was probably caused me the most stress, but it turned out amazing.
Okay, well, let's walk around the house so you can see what we just talked about, what the finished product looks like.
If you're looking for the ultimate escape, Villa Utopia is the place in Cabo to be.
Okay, so we head right into the living room, followed by the dining room, followed by the kitchen. So let's do a little tour here. Big TV. And a big couch for big family entertaining.
This is the great room. It's 1,400 square feet in itself. The home features got 2 chef's kitchens, one in the main living space, one in the downstairs casita with its own private bedroom and bathroom. There's a full service laundry here. This home has dual dishwashers in the main kitchen and 1 dishwasher in the secondary kitchen. And this home sleeps 10 guests. It's 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath. All the bedrooms and all the bathrooms are completely oversized. So you got plenty of space. For example, this bedroom is 20 by 17, so it's pretty big. And check out the bathroom right there. Everything's all brand new construction. There's a half a bath off the main kitchen and dining room for your convenience. Right here is a secondary master suite.
Love the big window.
Yeah, this is also has a Pacific view. Both the front bedrooms, the master and the secondary master, have a view of the ocean. And the rooftop deck has an amazing view of the ocean. This is the master bedroom, my favorite room in the entire house. This is 1,100 square feet in itself. It's gigantic, you know? And you've got this amazing bathroom. You've got a makeup table over here for any woman that want to do their makeup. You got a his and her vanity, a 7-foot luxurious tub. There's a his and her shower right here. This thing is probably one of the biggest showers in Cabo. And there's a giant 22-foot slider overlooking your own private 50-foot lap pool. So let's go out here.
So this is the view from up on the roof. You can see here, nice big wide ocean view and even the Cabo Arch.
One of the big bonuses of this property was it had its own private separate unit downstairs. So I turned it into a separate living quarters with its own private kitchen, own bedroom and bathroom. And it was truly unique because it's one of the few properties below $5 million that actually has its own separate casita.
So I know that you guys also like to hear the numbers. So let's hear what it costs and what it might sell for today if it was on the market, what comps were, all that kind of good stuff.
When I originally purchased the home, I got it for $700,000 and it had been on the market for quite some time. And I actually negotiated the price down to $645,000. The home right now is right now, because of the economy, I took it off the market. There's too many homes for sale. And so we turned it into a luxury villa Airbnb vacation rental. But it would currently be worth probably close to $3 million. I put in over $1 million remodeling this. Homes in Mexico are probably 10 times harder to remodel than they are in the States. And I can tell you I'm an expert in that area because the demo alone takes 6 months. I could demo a home like this probably 10 days in Phoenix or anywhere else in the United States, but you're demoing concrete for 6 months straight. And the cost of materials is expensive. It's probably anywhere from 30 to 50% more than the United States because I imported most of everything on this house from the United States, from Europe, because Cabo has very limited choices when it comes to remodeling. And I wanted everything to be the best in this home. And it takes time, it takes a lot of money to do that. And I wanted the ultimate home. And when I remodeled this, but I think it turned out great. You can find beautiful homes here in Cabo, but remodeling it can be very challenging if you want to remodel a home at Cabo San Lucas, because the amount of selection you have of materials is very limited and you might not like the choices.
Well, I can definitely agree that remodeling is harder, especially in the Baja Peninsula. I think it's a lot easier on the mainland. The closer you are to somewhere like Guadalajara, maybe Mexico City, the easier it's going to be because that's where all the materials are coming from. They're being shipped over here just to get the bricks for our house because we wanted something very particular. They ended up coming all the way from Guadalajara. I didn't realize that at the time, but they ended up taking like 5 or 6 weeks to arrive, and buying things like bathtubs and fixtures and things like that. There's just less choices here. And if you do want to have a lot of choices, you can get it, but it's just getting shipped here. So there's a lot of extra costs and a lot of extra delay. So just expect those extra delays. And demolition does take a long time. I took out a couple of structural walls in the house, and yeah, it's a lot of concrete, pounding and pounding to get out concrete. But you mentioned that this is an Airbnb now, so let's hear a little bit about that.
Never in a million years would I thought I would land up in Mexico, have a YouTube channel, and run an Airbnb. I couldn't even fathom that idea. But I actually turned this home into a vacation rental property. Off season, it is about $800 a night. During in-season, it's about $1,800 a night. It's a big property. It's 5,100 square feet. I love it. It's a beautiful home. If you're looking to come to Cabo, I'm sure we'll put something in the description box. You can check it out. Send me a message. I'll give you a friends and family rate. I'd love to help you out. And if you're looking to venture in Cabo.
And of course, those Airbnb links and James' info and his YouTube channel will be linked down below. But I want to dig in and hear a little bit more about running an Airbnb, just because we're about to embark on that journey, or a short-term rental.
Well, my background, before I got in the construction business, I owned a mortgage company with over 50 employees, and then I owned a construction company with 52 employees. So never thought I would run a vacation rental business. And it's something I always wanted to do. It was just a secondary thought. And for the most part, it's pretty rewarding to be able to give excellent customer service to my guests and everything, and deliver them a great experience. But dealing with the off-channel booking websites has been challenging. Some of the guests has been challenging. It's just a different experience. It's something you have to learn through every day. But I want to make the best experience possible for my clients that come to stay here at Villa Utopia. And it's just, it can be challenging at times, but I absolutely love it. It's so much fun.
Okay, so although there are technically 2 units here in terms of like the basement being rentable separately, James does rent the entire thing as 1 unit. So the question then becomes, where does James live if he's not living here?
I live below the stairs. Don't tell any of the guests. Just kidding that. When I first started my project over on the Pacific side, I wanted to venture first with the Casita so I could be on site for my entire crew every day to make all the daily decisions about the construction. So we ventured out and built the Casita first. It's a 1,000 square foot Casita. It's got its own kitchen, its own bedroom and bathroom. It's got everything we ever needed. And I could be at the job site 24/7 if my guys have any questions. And I need to oversee projects every day, but I absolutely love it out there because it's 10 degrees cooler than Cabo San Lucas because we get the beautiful Pacific breezes all day.
So I've got some extra questions that I've recently added. And the first one that I want to know about is, how did friends and family react when you moved to Mexico?
Are you freaking insane? What are you doing? That's a third world country. No way in hell. No. Just kidding aside. Most of the friends and family gave me support. I did have a couple of friends who were like, what are you doing? You have a successful business. You have an amazing family. Why would you want to leave? That's crazy. But for the most part, I got mostly support. And I think it was the best decision of my life.
Okay, question number 2. What would you do differently?
I probably would have built a home instead of remodeling this. As I said, I've remodeled over 800 homes in my life. And so it's in my blood. I know I can do it usually better and faster and quicker and more dynamic than just about anyone. So I needed to put the test to myself. And oh my God, this project took 12 months. That's insane. I've never had a project take that long. It took 6 months to demo, 6 months to build. But I think it was worth it in the end because it was a lesson I had to learn. And it was a really rewarding experience.
Question number 3, what do you miss most from home?
The conveniences of everyday living, 2-hour Amazons, food, and my family. Those are the things I miss the most. Amazon, for instance, takes typically 14 days if you're lucky, if customs doesn't hold it up at the border. Of course, I miss my family. I miss my sister, Pat, my daughter, Alina, and all my nieces, but I wouldn't move back at all. I love it here. Cabo is truly home.
Okay, y'all know that I love to end my videos with a tip that's going to be perfect just for you. So let's hear that next.
If you know Cabo or Mexico in general is going to be your ultimate landing spot, definitely don't do what I did. Go get your temporary or permanent residence in advance before you even get out here. Get all the paperwork done, get it approved. You can definitely have someone help you get all the final paperwork when you're out here. I ended up purchasing a parcel of land and a home before I even knew I was a resident of Mexico, and I would not advise that to anyone. If you're going to come out here, rent in advance for 6 months, maybe a year before you decide which section of town you want to live in, because you might not like it in 6 months. This place is truly amazing. It's got so much paradise, but 6 months from now, you might not feel the same way.
Okay, go get your residency and then get yourself down here on a trip so that you can check it out for yourself. I've got more videos for you to watch. Up here are videos from other folks in the Cabo area. Down here is James' YouTube channel, which is
Fearless in Cabo.
Fearless in Cabo. And you can check that out. You see about building down here in Cabo. Here's stories of folks that are in this area. Check those out. From Cabo San Lucas, wish you were here. Hasta luego.